Hello, this is Michael Tillinger and welcome to a Q&A session with frequently asked questions regarding contributionism and the One Small Town implementation plan of action. In this video we're going to deal with a question that comes up quite regularly. It's one of the very frequently asked questions about contributionism, and that is this not just another form of communism? Now, anyone that asks that kind of question, or this specific question, clearly has no idea what communism is. So that's really my point of departure here. So is contributionism just another form of communism? And the answer to that is categorically absolutely not. Anyone that asks this question has no idea about the origins of communism, the fact that it's a brutal dictatorship, a totalitarian state where people have absolutely no rights. The rule of law is twisted and bended whichever way the controlling party decides to bend the laws and rules, where military is used against the people, where people have no rights to do anything, businesses are controlled, property ownership is controlled, everything is controlled by a one-party state under communism. That is a far cry. In fact, it is completely the opposite, antithesis of what contributionism is and what One Small Town will be all about. So let's just have a few comparisons. What is it that's going to happen under a One Small Town and contributionist community? First of all, under communism, you've got no freedom to of telecommunication, broadcasting, information, televisions, news, especially the news is very strictly controlled, etc., etc. Arts, culture, sport, etc. Everything's controlled by the one-party state. In our small towns that operate on a system of contributionism where people contribute their skills and talents, it's completely the opposite. Under contributionism, people are inspired and encouraged to grow, to create, to invent. So arts and culture will flourish, will explode. Inventions of the incredible minds of our inventors and scientists and the bright minds that are constantly coming up with incredible ideas is encouraged and shared with everybody. Nothing is suppressed. In a contributionist community, in a One Small Town contributionist community, everybody knows everybody. There are no secrets. Obviously, you have your own personal secrets that you don't share with others, like what you do in your bedroom or how many times you make love a week and these kind of things. That's very different. I'm talking about the stuff that is normally controlled, the flow of information and control of our lives that is strictly controlled under a communist regime. In our contributionist societies, everything will be open. There'll be no secrets. Why? Because all the businesses and the management of our towns and our communities is controlled by the people themselves. An appointed council of the people, a council of elders. We'll deal with that in a separate video about the council of elders, how they are appointed and how they are constantly rotated and moved and removed and changed, so that you don't have political creatures that entrench themselves in the council of elders and then try and take control of the management and manipulation and control of their community. This is impossible. It cannot happen. The antithesis of that happens. So everybody will know everybody. We know all the time, every day, what decisions are made for the improvement and upliftment of our communities, what structures we have put in place to control certain things, security, law and order, etc., etc., development of our towns and our communities. Everything and anything we do is known to the people on a daily basis or whenever they want. Everything is available on our town website. The income, the profits, the turnover of all the businesses that we are shareholders of is available for anyone and everyone to see. Even outsiders can log into the website and see it. All the information and knowledge is shared with everybody. It's a completely transparent society and community. There's a very interesting twist that will happen eventually, and I'm not saying this up front, I don't want to scare anybody, but as this no need for money starts to entrench itself, once people realize that they don't need money to live in the One Small Town community, although we get all the profits and the benefits from the businesses, and it could be hundreds of thousands or millions or even billions of dollars that come into our small town that is then shared with the people. the benefit we have as contributors to the community is that we don't need to use the money. So people will have all this money in their bank accounts, their private personal bank accounts, whatever bank you bank with. None of that changes. Everything remains the same. We might decide as a community to eventually create a bank, create our own community bank. That's a possibility. But as things stand right now, people will carry on living their lives with their own personal bank accounts, and they'll just have more and more money going in there every month from the dividends and the distribution of the profits of the businesses that we create, that you are a member or a shareholder of all the businesses in the town. Because this is how contributionism works. Remember, we use the tools of enslavement as tools of liberation. And that includes money. It includes banking. It includes the municipal government structures. But we as the people, since we are the shareholders of the businesses and the companies that we set up, we have ultimate control over what happens in our town. And we fund all those activities in our town. So anyone that thinks that contributionism is just another form of communism clearly has no idea what communism is, how it evolved, where it comes from, its ideologies, how it strips individuals from all their rights, all their humanness, and everything that we hold dear as human beings. Remember what happened in Russia in the Russian Revolution in 1917, how the Bolsheviks basically invaded the country, took control of all the lands, took control of all the farmers, killed thousands, millions of people were killed under the Lenin and the Russian Revolution explosion that happened in Russia. It was a really sad state of affairs. Millions and millions of people were killed. And then under Stalin that followed that, some people estimate that up more than 70 million people, maybe even more, were killed under the Stalin regime, all under the guise of communism. So anyone that thinks that communism or contributionism is just another form of communism clearly has no idea what communism is, and I suggest you go and do some research or read the Ubuntu book for some background information on the fundamental principles of contributionism and how vastly different and completely juxtaposed it is to the controlling, totalitarian, state-controlled ideologies of communism. I hope that's given you some insight. Once again, watch all the videos, read the Ubuntu book for far more depth of information and foundational knowledge, and I hope that gives you some more clarity on the vast differences between contributionism and communism. Until later, this is Michael Tellinger. Bye for now.